Good morning, guys. It's Monday morning, and where I am here in Guyana, we have a national holiday. And I'm here continuing the book of Luke, chapter 5, and I'm reading from verse number 27. Now it says, Later, as Jesus left the town, he saw a tax collector named Levi sitting at his tax collection booth. Follow me and be my disciple, Jesus said to him. So Levi got up, left everything, and followed him. Later, Levi held a banquet in his home with Jesus as the guest of honor. Many of Levi's fellow tax collectors and other guests also ate with him. But the Pharisees and their teachers of the religious law complained bitterly to Jesus' disciples. Why do you eat and drink with such scum? Jesus answered them, Healthy people don't need a doctor, sick people do. I have come to call not those who think they are righteous, but those who know they are sinners and need to repent. We are in that season coming up of Easter, and that's the time in the Christian calendar where we get to see why Christianity exists on the whole and what it was all about, why Jesus needed to come. Now, it's interesting what happened. Jesus met a man who was living wrong, doing all sorts of wicked stuff, robbing the people, and he says to him, Follow me. And he left everything. He sees the heart. Men tend to see the outside. People saw all his evil works and what he was doing, but somewhere inside, God knew that this was a man who wanted to do what was right. Deep down, wanted to do what was right. Probably just a normal thing, like how, sometimes they say police always take bribe and certain people always do certain stuff and whatever. And some people tend to go into those professions and they fall into that. Whereas there are those who will be in it and no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to compromise. Now here it was when Levi left what he did and he followed. He later held a banquet. Jesus had such an impact on his life. Everything was so changed that he wanted to celebrate. And not just that, he wanted to show the other people around him that he worked with who were doing the same wicked stuff what had made the difference, the person who had made the difference. And so when he invited people, he invited them as well into the house. And they were all, I guess, they are talking with Jesus, maybe asking questions, and many of them, I'm pretty sure, were ministered unto, and many of them probably saw for themselves who this man was that had made such an impact on Levi's life. However, the religious people, they started like, why are you dealing and eating with such scum? Here they were calling them all sorts of things, and it's funny because they became even worse. They became murderers, but they were so judgmental. And I want to remind us today not to be judgmental. Every one of us need God. Every one of us need his salvation. Every one of us, regardless of what we think, there's no big sin and little sin. Regardless of whatever it is we think, we are more righteous than this person, whatever, we all need Jesus. And here he was willing to sit with them and talk with them. And a lot of times we're not willing to do that because we see people as scum, they don't deserve this and they don't deserve God's forgiveness, but every one of us do. And so I want to remind us of that. And not only that, he said, hey, listen, I didn't call to think those who think they are righteous, because many times we think we're righteous and we're forgetting our little problem over here and our little bad habit over here. But I've come for those who know that they're sinners and they need to repent. Those are the ones I've come to call. Those are the ones I've come to help them. You can't help somebody who doesn't want you. I heard about a case, of somebody who's addicted to drugs, and the thing is, you can't help somebody who doesn't want help. When they're asking, do you want to go to rehab? Do you want us to help you? It's like, no, I'm fine as it is. You can't help somebody like that. But when we've come to recognize our shortcomings and our need for God in our lives, our need for him to help us with those bad habits, then we're able to do that. Then we're able to invite him in. Then he can work in us. And in the same way, look for those. There are those that around you, they may be living wrong, but they may have that desire to live right. We can be the one to guide them to Jesus and let them know that he can come in and make a change and make a difference. All right? That's my word of encouragement to you. Have a marvelous Monday. Remember, he loves you and I do too. Be blessed.